My wife told her friends, "God, I need a new husband. This one's defective," while I stood right there holding her shopping bags. Everyone laughed. So I gave her exactly what she wanted. But when she found out what I'd been hiding for 6 months, she went from laughing to begging. And her friends? They stopped returning her calls real quick. What's up everyone, I'm Marcus, I'm 34 years old, and I'm about to tell you how I went from being the family joke to the man who had the last laugh. And trust me, this laugh echoed loud. Fair warning, this story gets messy, it gets brutal, and by the end, you'll either think I'm a genius or a savage. Maybe both. But stick with me because the ending? Chef's kiss. So let me paint you a picture of my marriage. My wife, let's call her Nicole, and I had been married for 8 years. We met in college, got married young, and for the first few years, things were actually great. But somewhere around year 5, something shifted. Nicole got a promotion at her PR firm. Started making serious money. Started hanging out with a new crowd, wealthy, image-obsessed, social media influencer types. And slowly, I became her accessory. Her punchline. Her embarrassment. See, I'm a high school teacher. I teach history. I love it, I'm good at it, but it doesn't pay CEO money. I make a comfortable living, but to Nicole's new friends, I might as well have been unemployed. The joke started small. Marcus, honey, maybe don't talk about your little classroom stories. Nobody really gets it. Then they got worse. At dinner parties, she'd interrupt me mid-sentence to talk over me. At her work events, she'd introduce me as just a teacher with this apologetic tone. But the worst part? She started mocking me publicly. In front of her friends, in front of strangers, in front of my family. The final straw came at her friend Melissa's birthday party. High-end restaurant, bottle service, the whole influencer scene. I didn't even want to go, but Nicole insisted I needed to make an effort with her friends. We were standing by the bar, and I was holding Nicole's purse, her shopping bags from earlier, and her coat. Basically, I was her personal butler. Her friends were talking about some luxury resort in the Maldives, and Nicole was complaining that she couldn't go because someone didn't make enough money for those kinds of trips. That someone was obviously me. Then Melissa, drunk and loud, said, "Girl, you need to upgrade. Trade him in for a newer model." The whole group laughed. I stood there, holding her stuff like an idiot. And Nicole? She didn't defend me. Instead, she sighed dramatically and said, "God, I need a new husband. This one's broken. Can I get a refund?" The table erupted. They were dying laughing. Taking videos. Making jokes about warranty returns and trade-in values. I was the punchline, and my own wife was the comedian. I set her bags down carefully, looked her in the eye, and said, "You know what? You're absolutely right." She was too busy laughing to notice the tone in my voice. I left the party. Drove home. And made 3 phone calls that night. The first call was to a divorce attorney. Not just any attorney, the best one in the city. I scheduled a consultation for the next week. The second call was to my accountant. See, here's the thing nobody knew. For the past 6 years, I've been investing. Heavily. I lived below my means, maxed out my retirement accounts, invested in index funds and real estate investment trusts. While Nicole was spending every penny on designer bags and brunches, I was building wealth. Quietly. The third call was to my principal. I asked about the teaching position opening up in Japan. A 2-year contract at an international school, something I'd been considering for years but never pursued because Nicole refused to leave her career and friends. He told me the position was still open. I told him I was interested. Then I waited. For 6 months, I played the role. The joke husband. The broken model. I smiled through the mockery, I held the bags, I stayed quiet. But behind the scenes, I was preparing. I documented everything. Every public humiliation, every degrading comment. I saved text messages where she complained about me to her friends. I kept receipts of her spending $8,000 a month on discretionary purchases while contributing nothing to our savings. I also discovered something interesting during this time. Nicole had been having an emotional affair, maybe physical, I couldn't prove it, with her boss. The text messages were flirty, inappropriate, crossing every line. She was being groomed for another promotion, but not because of her work ethic. Then came the day I'd been planning for. Nicole was hosting a brunch at our house. All her friends, mimosas, the whole Instagram-worthy spread. I'd been asked to make myself scarce, but I had other plans. I waited until everyone was seated, laughing, taking photos. Then I walked into the dining room with a manila envelope. "Nicole, we need to talk," I said calmly. She looked annoyed. "Marcus, not now. We're busy." "No, this can't wait." I placed the envelope in front of her. "You said you needed a new husband. So I'm making it easy for you." She opened the envelope. Divorce papers. The room went silent. You could see her face go from confused to shocked to angry in 3 seconds. "What the hell is this?" "It's what you wanted. A new husband." Well, you can't get a new one until you return the broken one, right? So here you go. I'm initiating the return process. Her friends were frozen. Mimosas halfway to their mouths. Phone still recording for Instagram stories. Marcus, this isn't funny. Oh, now it's not funny? Because it was hilarious when you called me defective at Melissa's party. It was hilarious when you told your friends I was the worst decision you ever made. It was so funny when you posted on your Finsta about being stuck with a broke teacher while your friends married doctors and lawyers. She turned red. You're being dramatic, am I? Because I have documentation. 6 months of it. Every insult, every public humiliation, every degrading comment. It's all in there. Along with the text messages between you and your boss, Brad. The room gasped. Melissa literally dropped her mimosa. Nicole's face went white. You went through my phone? I didn't have to. You left your laptop open. The iMessages sync automatically. But thank you for confirming there's something to hide. I turned to her friends. By the way, ladies, you might want to distance yourselves from this situation. Because Nicole's company has a strict no fraternization policy. When HR finds out about her and Brad, that promotion she's been bragging about. Gone. That corner office? Gone. And she's going to need actual skills to find another job. Nicole stood up, shaking. You wouldn't dare. I already did. Anonymous tipped to HR this morning. They're launching an investigation Monday. Now, here's where it gets really good. One of her friends, Jessica, the quietest one, suddenly spoke up. Nicole, is this true? You've been sleeping with your boss? Nicole tried to deny it, but the damage was done. Her carefully curated image was crumbling in real time. And one more thing, I said, pulling out my phone. Remember how you always complained I don't make enough money? How I'm just a teacher. How you deserve better. I pulled up my investment portfolio on my phone and handed it to her. I've been investing for 6 years. While you spent $8,000 a month on brunches and bags, I built this. My current net worth is $847,000. Not including my pension, which is fully vested. The room was silent. But here's the beautiful part. We live in an equitable distribution state. So you're entitled to half of the marital assets accumulated during our marriage. That's about $350,000. Sounds good, right? Nicole's eyes lit up. She was doing the math. Except, I've also documented that you contributed nothing to our savings. You spent every penny you made and then some. You took out credit cards in your name, $45,000 in debt that I have receipts proving went to personal luxury items. In the divorce, you'll get your half of assets, but you'll also be responsible for your debt. Her face fell. In that house you love? The one you throw all these parties in? I checked with my lawyer. It was purchased before we got married with money from my inheritance. It's not marital property. So you'll need to find somewhere else to host brunch club. Jessica slowly stood up. Nicole, I think we should go. One by one, her friends filed out. Awkwardly. Quietly. The Instagram content they'd been hoping for had turned into a disaster they wanted no part of. Nicole stood there, divorce papers in hand, mascara running. Marcus, please. We can work this out. I didn't mean those things. Yes, you did. You meant every word. And now you're going to get exactly what you asked for. A new husband. Just not the upgrade you were hoping for. I moved out that day. Stayed with my brother. The divorce took 4 months. During those 4 months, Nicole's life fell apart spectacularly. HR confirmed the affair with Brad. She wasn't fired, but Brad was. Her promotion was revoked. She was transferred to a different department with a pay cut. Her friend group dissolved. Turns out, they were only friends with her because of her money and connections. When she lost her status, they ghosted her completely. Jessica actually reached out to me to apologize for enabling Nicole's behavior. Nicole had to move into a small apartment. Had to sell her designer bags to pay her credit card debt. Had to drastically downgrade her lifestyle. Meanwhile, I took that job in Japan. I'm teaching at an international school in Tokyo, making more money than I did in the States, living in an incredible city, and dating a wonderful woman who actually respects what I do. Nicole tried to reconcile multiple times. Emails, calls, showing up at my brother's place before I left. She was sorry. She was wrong. She wanted to work it out. But here's what she didn't understand: you can't unring that bell. You can't spend years making someone the punchline and then expect them to forget when it's no longer convenient for you. The absolute best part of this story? Remember Melissa, the birthday girl who started the upgrade joke? She posted about the brunch incident on her Instagram story before she realized how bad it made her look. The video went semi-viral in their social circle. Nicole became known as the woman who humiliated her husband so badly that he served her divorce papers at brunch. Her reputation never recovered. Last I heard from my brother, she's single, struggling financially, and finally understanding what it feels like to be the punchline. As for me, I learned something important. Respect isn't negotiable. Love without respect isn't love, it's convenience. And the moment someone shows you that you're just their punchline, you have two choices: stay and accept it, or write your own ending. I chose to write my own ending. And damn, was it satisfying. So here's my advice: if someone treats you like you're broken, like you're not enough, like you're a joke, believe them. Believe that they see you that way. And then decide if that's the audience you want to perform for. Nicole wanted a new husband. She got one, just not her. Someone else is getting the upgraded version of me. The version that's confident, respected, and happy. And Nicole? She got exactly what she deserved. A front row seat to watch the broken husband become the one that got away. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this story, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment about a time you got the last laugh. Share this with anyone who needs to hear that they're worth more than being someone's punchline. Until next time, know your worth, document everything, and never let anyone make you feel small. Especially not the person who promised to love you. Peace out from Tokyo.